So I am currently in the process of completely starting over my video production company. Now the reason why I'm starting over is because I'm now no longer a part of the old video production company, Subtle Cinematics, that I was a part of for about 2.5 years. The past 2.5 years. I've been freelancing now for about 3 months, and I want to make this video to shed some light on, whether you are in the same position as I am, or maybe you are looking to, start your first video production company and open the doors to business, and, what necessary steps that I took after learning so much with my last video production company, what I learned freelancing before that, as well as working with a marketing company, working for somebody else. Okay, so in my opinion, one of the most important things when freelancing is keeping your overhead low. That's the nice thing about being a freelancer. You don't have employees. You can usually just contract the work out to other filmmakers that you build relationships with. You don't have an office or office expenses. I mean, looking back at our old video production company, we had at one time, it was almost for a full year, about 8 months to 12 months, there was 2 full-time employees being paid, a part-time employee, both partners, one of them being myself, were getting paid every month. Then we had the office rent, the Wi-Fi bill at the office, 2 cell phone bills. Anytime we wanted to upgrade equipment to shoot higher level productions, we would have to invest more money into new gear, whether that was lighting, a red Komodo 6K that's fully rigged out, an easy rig, a new gimbal. It just was never ending. So the biggest takeaway for me was that, okay, if I'm gonna freelance, I gotta keep my expenses low. So how do you do this? How do you try to keep your expenses low? Well, I work out of my house. This is my office. This is where I do all my editing. If I need to take a shoot, I get in my car, drive to my shoot, I come straight back home. I'm not renting an office space. I think that it's a bit of a waste of money, especially if you can make a really nice, comfortable, creative suite inside of your own home. Now, my biggest tip, and this is the biggest thing, this is what a lot of people don't do at a freelance level, is hire an accountant. Now, do a little bit of networking, ask some friends and family members, do you guys know any freelance or like solo accountants that aren't working for a really big accounting firm? So I did this and I got hooked up with an accountant. He's absolutely amazing. He knows accounting inside and out. I get direct line of communication with him. If I ever have a question about taxes, accounting, billing, anything, invoicing, I literally just text him. And he even takes care of my invoicing for me. So I text my accountant, I say, hey, bill this client for $1,000. This is the client's name. It's $1,000 plus tax, and he sends that invoice off to the client. I don't even have to go into my QuickBooks and look at it. So when year end comes for tax season, you're either doing it on your own, which is an absolute nightmare, doing your taxes and submitting everything, or you can just hire an accountant. Now, when you do hire an accountant that, somebody like mine, their fees for doing your year-end taxes is much, much lower than somebody at an accounting firm or like a really big company or accounting company. Now, I'm not saying cheap out on an accountant. I'm not saying that my accountant is cheap by any means, definitely cheaper than going with a big firm, but I am actually put on a monthly retainer with my accountant, so I pay him a fixed rate every single month, but he handles everything on my back end. I literally can sit back, shoot video, edit it, make YouTube videos, and the most stressful thing about business is taxes. It's the worst part of business, and if I don't have to deal with the worst and most annoying part of business that gives me nightmares, then I would gladly pay a retainer fee every single month for somebody else to handle that and do it properly. Now, I'm not giving any sort of accounting or financial advice here. I am not that type of person, but I was told and advised to incorporate a business. So I incorporated Royal Z Production. So technically, as of December 1st, I will be under Royal Z Production, Inc. And the reason for incorporating is that you just get a lot more tax breaks. There's a lot more wiggle room to write things off. So technically, I will be an employee of my company and I get paid out as much as I want to pay myself out. But the more that I pay myself out, the more I have to pay for personal tax. So ideally what you want to do is keep all your money in your business bank account and pay yourself just enough to, get by, for as well as for pleasure too. If you want to go on a trip, you can pull out a little more, but for the most part, you can really control that if you're a good saver and good with your money. So I can write things off like my car payments, my insurance payments every month for my car. Part of my rent is written off because I store my equipment in my basement as well as have an office space. So I just measure the square footage and you spit out a number with the accountant and you can actually write off a portion of your rent. My cell phone bill is completely written off because I use it for work. Like 90% of the time I'm on my phone is literally because of work. If you're paying $30, $40 a month for Adobe Creative Cloud, that can literally be written off. You are literally using that for work. Other things like educational courses. So let's say you were to purchase my filmmaking course for music videos, you would be able to write that off. Not only that, but video equipment. When you purchase a new camera lens, a gimbal, a camera body, an SD card that costs maybe $20, maybe it's a micro SD card that's 20 bucks, that is still a business write-off. Now, let's say I go traveling and I plan to vlog my entire trip and post that content to YouTube. That is a travel expense. I am doing that for business. I can write off the plane tickets, I can write off a rented car, the gas that I'm using out there, any meals that I purchase while I'm on that trip is a write-off. So this is just a wide range of things that you can do as write-offs to pay less taxes at year end. That is the whole point of business write-offs and using your business account to make these purchases. You pay less tax. Now, another good thing about having a good accountant is when I was setting up my business, I literally told them like, yo, I don't know anything about doing this, because at my old video production company, my business partner handled all of our accounting, he handled the incorporation, he handled everything. I didn't have to do anything. I was literally just on the creative side of the business. I shot video, I edited video, did pre-production, post-production, whatever, and that's all I did. That is literally my only job at that business. So I came to my accountant completely blinded by, what can I even write off? And I had to sit down with him for an hour and a half, and he had to go through everything, and he answered all my questions. And now I have a really good understanding of how this all works. So within 2 weeks, I had a business that was incorporated. It was ready to roll. I just had to go to my bank, open up a business bank account, get a new credit card, and away I went. It was literally the most seamless process ever and worth every penny. So the next thing I did very early on, the first week of freelancing, is I actually found a local graphic designer who completely redid my logo. So I had the V1 Rosette Production logo, which is hideous. I thought, you know what, it needs a freshen up if I'm gonna be going full-time into freelance and taking this very seriously. So went ahead and got a graphic designer to make me a professional logo. It's super clean and I couldn't be happier with this. I think that getting a professional logo done is better than doing something for free on Canva. While I was waiting for my logo design to be created, I went ahead and I actually paid about, I think it's like $10 a month or something for Google Drive, 1 terabyte worth of storage on there. So I can use my Google Drive to, have final videos for clients that I can send off to them. I can put different drafts in there for my clients for them to check out. And the nice thing about this is that final drafts for videos don't take up a lot of storage. So I actually keep all of the final drafts for videos on the Google Drive cloud. Now, I had a website made about 4 years ago by a local website designer. So I hit up my homie Braden. I said, yo man, I need my website back. Do you by chance have it archived? He said he did. We kicked it back up. My website's now running again. We did a little bit of revamping on it, updated some videos because it was from so long ago that I shut it down. And now I have a website rolling. Now I did pay about $1,500 for that website, which is a little steep for some people. Now, if you don't want to pay a website designer for a really nice looking website, what you can do is just pay like a monthly fee to host a website on like a do-it-yourself. I forget what they're called, but I mean, if that's all you can budget for, then it is 1000% still worth it. You need to have a website. I think it's important, especially when you're tapping into the corporate niche for clients. Now, something I started doing, which I've never actually done before until I started freelancing completely on my own, doing my own thing, is I actually cold call 1 to 3 clients via email. Send 1 to 3 cold emails out to different business owners every single week. Now, if you guys have troubles with sending cold emails, I have honestly a pretty solid success rate off of my cold emails. I will say I'm 3 months into freelancing and 2 out of 3 of my monthly retainer clients were actually from cold emails. And I would say about 3 one-off projects that were priced at over $2,000 each were 100% from cold emails. I feel like I have a pretty solid success rate on them. And if you guys actually want a PDF document of how to cold email, they're literally templates for cold emailing a bunch of different niches of video. You can download that in the link in description. It's a really solid template, and I have actually used some of these templates to pitch certain niches of video and have had success doing it. I mean, yes, I have this cold call emailing template priced at $20, but what if it does sell you on a $200 video or $500 video? You just profited $180 or $480. So again, if you want to check that out, click the link in the description down below. Now, I've never actually used LinkedIn before, but it is a very powerful networking tool for getting clients. Now, the reason for it is it's corporate-y, like straight up, it is so corporate-y. But at the end of the day, when you message somebody on LinkedIn or connect with them and they respond to you or they message you, it is strict business. Like when people are scrolling through LinkedIn or messaging on LinkedIn, they're in a business mindset. And that is why LinkedIn is so powerful, is because it is all about business on there. And LinkedIn is a great way to get in direct contact with business owners, people who actually own big or small companies within your local area or in different provinces, states, towns, cities, whatever it may be. You can find a lot of business owners on LinkedIn and connect with them very easily and pitch them on your services. So I went through YouTube and I looked up how to optimize my LinkedIn page, watched a few videos on it, and within a few hours, my whole LinkedIn page was looking super sexy, and I have actually gotten one client off of there. I don't really utilize LinkedIn as much as I should, but I even think that, coming up with a LinkedIn posting strategy is also pretty important, something that I need to start doing and set aside some time to do. But LinkedIn is very powerful, and don't overlook it, especially if you're an up-and-coming freelancer, you're just starting a new production company. Now, in my opinion, a big key to freelancing is finding a few retainer clients. I always suggest like 2 to 3 retainer clients, ranging from budgets of $900 to $2,500. Now, my retainer clients right now, my monthly retainers, so I have that guaranteed income coming in every single month, is making me enough to literally cover my entire living plus more. Covers my car payments, my insurance payments on my car, my rent, my groceries, my gym membership, and I still have some more to play around with, plus whatever I'm getting booked out for as one-off projects, which are usually a little higher budget stuff than the retainer client stuff. But for me, going back to freelance and completely starting all over again, that was actually the first thing that I looked for when I was looking for clients. I wasn't looking for one-off clients right off the hop. I was looking for people that I could build long-lasting relationships with, that I could have these retainer clients for a year, and at the 1 year mark, we renegotiate, or maybe at the 6 month mark, we renegotiate the retainer. Maybe we add more videos in there and increase the budget and start making more money off of these clients. And if you think about it, a lot of people say, oh, well, what's the point of a $1,000 retainer and I'm giving them all this content? But if you think about it, the long term, that's $12,000 from that one client. And what happens if next year that business that you're shooting for does really good and they want to double the production? Well, now they're paying you $24,000 in 1 year, plus you have 2 other retainers that are maybe bringing in, call it another, $30,000. Now you're sitting at, over $60,000 just from your monthly retainers, plus whatever you're making on top from one-off video projects, which typically cost more than a retainer project. So look for retainers, cold call businesses, tap into your network, do it for family, friends that have businesses, or friends that have businesses, and try to get yourself 2 to 3 retainer clients per month while also trying to get those one-off videos. That is absolute key for getting consistent income through the door. So I obviously had to recreate my online shop. So I did that on Sellfy. That's where I host my online shop. It's so easy to use. I have some free products in there to gain emails for email marketing. So when I do come out with a new product and I make a product launch email, it gets sent to everybody on my email list, which is awesome. It's relatively cheap to actually host all your products on there. I highly recommend it. It's so easy to use, to build out. I think I built out my whole Sellfy page in about 3 hours, and I have close to 20 digital products on there. On my Sellfy page, I sell LUTs, photo presets, video courses, raw editing file packs, as well as some free products on there that you can download, as well as the template for cold call emailing people. So if you guys want to check that out, click the link in the description. My online shop's honestly, it's pretty low-key sick. Like there's some good stuff on there. There's a lot of very unique online digital products for filmmakers on my online shop. Now, something that I want to start doing but haven't actually done yet is start to attend creative or creator clubs or events. So there is something that goes down locally called Creator Club, and I believe it's like every weekend or every Thursday or something like that. And it's just a bunch of creatives, business owners all coming together. And it's basically like a networking event. And, you know, I'm going to start regularly showing up to these. I never used to before for whatever reason. I just never felt the need to. But I feel that, you know, especially when you live in a smaller city, not like a huge metropolitan. Well, actually, this does pertain to living in like a big city as well. It's just getting your face out there, getting your name out there, connecting with people. Chances are at these networking events, you're going to leave with probably 20 new Instagram followers. So that's something to also look into, something that I am going to be looking into very shortly. Now, if you do make YouTube content and you have a YouTube following, I would say around the lines of like that 3,000 subscriber mark and higher, I highly recommend that you start to create branding kits. So branding kits are basically where you can pitch filmmaking companies to review their products. Whether you get paid or you just get gifted the item that you're reviewing, this is a way to make extra income, and it's pretty fun doing it. You get to sit there and talk about filmmaking products, and you either get to keep the product, which could cost anywhere from $100 to, you know, a couple $1,000, or you get to keep the product plus get paid anywhere from $300 all the way up to the thousands to review or use a piece of filmmaking equipment on a video set and do a behind the scenes with it, make a tutorial with it. There's so many different avenues of monetization for YouTube. This is a video for another day, but just something to look into if you are actively posting educational based content around filmmaking. Now, a big social media platform to start consistently posting to if you are a freelancer is TikTok. Now, I say TikTok because when you post a TikTok video, it actually gets pushed to your geographical location first before it branches out onto the For You page and pushes outside of your city, province, state, wherever you live. So it does start here, and then it starts to expand. And that's how TikToks go viral. Is basically they're taking your TikTok, they're testing it in your geographical location. If the watch time is high, then they start pushing it to more states or provinces within your country. And that is how a TikTok video pretty much goes viral. So when you post the videos to TikTok, make sure to tag the geographical location on every single one of your posts for where you live. You never know if a business owner stumbles upon a TikTok video, starts binging your content, and then reaches out to you for paid work. TikTok's just a great way to organically promote yourself, and you don't have to pay a penny to do it. All you have to do is produce the content. Now, a really important one is actually purchasing Monday.com. Now, it is a little expensive, but I will say that Monday.com is literally the one thing that organizes my entire video production company. My Monday.com hosts a bunch of different boards. I have a daily to-do list on there. You know, I have a tab for client follow-ups. I have a tab for cold call emails. So I actually made a separate board where I listed a bunch of different niches of businesses within my city. And then I actually went through Google and I just typed in construction companies, and I pulled every single email and name of the company into my Monday.com on this board. Now, did it take, 6 hours to do this? Absolutely. But whenever work is slow and I want to start cold calling potential clients again, I can resort back to my Monday.com. I can pick and pull from different niches that I want to, tap into, whether it's construction, fitness, music video, and I have the emails as well as the names of the company owners or the marketing team right on my Monday.com. I can draft up an email really quickly, shoot that off, and hopefully get another paying client. Another thing I do on here too is just social media ideas. So I have a separate board for all of my YouTube video ideas, my TikTok video ideas, IG content ideas, my music video course. So Monday.com is pretty awesome for just organizing your life, but also your video production business. So these are all the things that I did within the first 2 months of starting fresh as a freelancer. It sucks at first. Like, it took me a full 2 months to really dial in my business and really get my shit together. And my dad actually always tells me as well, which is pretty funny, whenever I'm like super tied down with work and really busy with client shoots, with businesses and whatever, he always tells me to not be too busy to make money. And by that he means, I could go out and shoot $200,000 worth of work, but what if I didn't keep any of my receipts and I was just really lazy on the business back end and I wasn't taking the proper steps in time to actually dial in the back of my business, where when tax season comes around and I have no receipts to write anything off and I have this massive tax bill at the end of the year, I actually worked so hard to make that $200,000, But at the end of the day, I'm sinking so much into taxes that I actually end up just losing money. So that's something to just keep a mental note of is, you know, it's awesome to be busy, but you got to put in those hours to make sure that your business is actually running on the back end and you're not getting lazy on that, because it will, trust me, come and bite you in the ass if you don't stay on top of it. So guys, I know this isn't a filmmaking behind the scenes tutorial really talking about cameras and stuff, but I did think it was very necessary to shed some light on these topics, because there are a lot of people that are looking to start their first video production company, or, you know, a lot of people think that freelancing is just, you know, taking cash jobs all day long. But at the end of the day, that's not the reality of running a legitimate and honest business. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. Are you a freelancer? Do you work for a video production company or maybe a marketing company? Or do you just kind of do it on the side and have a 9 to 5? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks everybody for watching. Catch you in the next video. Peace.